Hello, and you're listening to the Tiny Vet Podcast with myself, Dr. Nicole Sue, exotics veterinarian, poor person, and my fiance.
Jez Watts. Nicole was recently offered $2 million to relocate to Singapore and head up a new practice, which she turned down, not because I live in Melbourne and I'm her fiance, going to be her husband. She turned it down because it would have inconvenienced one of her rabbits. And so that's why I'm going to dub that rabbit Ella. I'm going to dub her officially the $1 million bunny, or the $2 million bunny.
She is priceless, excuse you.
Absolutely. She's worth more than $2 million.
She is worth it. It cannot be calculated.
And you made very clear also worth quite a bit. Oh, you've said this many times before, but worth quite a bit more than me. Well, I was like, where you were like, well, you know, it's $2 million, but obviously I can't fly with Ella. And I was like, yeah, but I'm also involved. She's like, yeah, but mainly it's Ella.
You can fly.
Anyway, you're broke because you turned down $2 million.
Also, it wasn't a guarantee. It wasn't a guarantee. It was far from
anyway,
guaranteed.
if anyone would like to pay Nicole $2 million to stay in Melbourne, that would be pretty cool. Thanks.
Oui.
Hello, what's the topic?
The topic is, why do we take your pet to the back to do stuff?
All right. This is ominous.
Well, that's what people think it is. We're like, whenever we're like, oh, we're just going to take Fluffy to the back. Like, I don't know. It's like they think we're taking them back to the back to, like, kick them or something. I'm always very confused by that.
Do most people like try to stay with their animals?
Yeah, so they're like, oh, can we come? Or they're like, oh, take care of them. And I'm just like, we don't take them back to, like, kick them or throw them against the wall.
Yeah. I mean, you could. No one would be there to see you.
Yeah.
Animals can't talk. Unless it's like a parrot or whatever. If it's animals that can talk. Do you take... Yeah, I reckon if you take talking animals to the back, then you would be rumbled. Because they come back and be like, she kicked me.
No, we don't do that.
No?
We don't do that. So,
right, so why are you taking them to the back?
We take pet to the back when we've got to do, like, minor procedures. So if we've got if we need to have a nurse hold them for something that, you know, isn't, like, horrible, but they're obviously not going to like. If we
Wait, do you mean the owner's not going to like? Or the animal?
The animal. Like nail cutting, like clipping nails.
Oh, nail clipping. Oh,
yes.
I refuse to be involved in this.
I am aware. It makes my job harder when I have to clip the nails off. 3 rabbits, luckily, 2 of those rabbits have 1 less leg, so there's less nails to clip.
Yeah, I've always said it's lucky that 2 of our rabbits are cripples. I agree with you. No, it's great. It's great that 2 of them are physical cripples and the 3rd one has brain damage. I've always said that about our pets. That it's great. We are blessed with their disabilities. Yeah, I'm the opposite of our prime minister. Did you say that? Yeah. We're blessed to have disabled.
Well, they're very good bunnies. They're very good bunnies.
They're great bunnies. We love them.
Yeah, but for minor procedures, so like blood draws are probably the most common one. Mm-hmm. The reason why we take them to the back is, one, like, we need to focus on the pet. Like, we kind of really don't want you, like, around in the background being like, are you sure this? Like, just don't. We don't want you there.
I would imagine,
like, not because, like, we don't need to watch. It's because, like, we don't have time for you when we're doing this. Like, 100% of our focus is on your pet.
Sure.
For whatever we're doing. So pet owners, you're a distraction and a liability. You are, because, like, a lot of owners, they don't understand why we prefer the nurse to hold the animal, because they're like, oh, he knows me.
They want to hold.
Yeah, but if you get bitten, it's kind of our responsibility. You know what I mean? And owners don't know how to hold animals properly. Like, even like new nurses or new vets, and I'm like, oh, you're not really holding this animal right.
No one can hold my son Dusty better than I can hold him.
Not for medical procedures.
That's true. Well, I refuse to hold him for medical procedures. Or a nail clipping.
This isn't something that's really a good idea for the owner as well.
Yeah, sure.
Because you just, like, the pets, they're a bit confused.
They'd just be freaking out because they love them.
Yeah, and then the pet's a bit confused. They don't really know what they're doing.
Right.
And, you know, they might get panicked. And sometimes, you know, things happen. So it's for the owner's safety as well. And it also takes so much more time if you've got to, like, walk the owner through what you're doing.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, we don't have
Oh,
time
it's
for
like
this.
you're managing the pet. You
Yeah.
don't have to manage another person.
Yeah, we just don't have time for that. We don't have the resources for that. And also, all our stuff's at the back. Like our blood vials, our needles, everything's at the back. So it just makes so much more sense for us to be like, hey, let's go to the back. And also, there's other stuff happening in the back as well. So there's other patients and all that. And it's just also not a safe or appropriate place for someone that's not a staff member
It's
to
like
be in.
cluttered, chaotic.
Yeah, sometimes like that. You know, you might sometimes you bring it back and you're like, oh, hello, there's something arresting over there, and obviously that's just not something that you want someone to see.
What crimes do rabbits commit?
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What crimes?
Both moral, financial,
Oh, interesting.
and legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the crimes. Oh, cockatoos though, they're the real crime. Crime bosses.
Their existence is a crime?
No, but man, cockatoos were put on this planet to cause trouble, and that's exactly what they do. It's so true.
Okay.
So it's not because like, oh, we're doing something shady, but it's because it's the better option for everyone involved.
Right. Yeah.
And our nurses are so much better for, you know, holding pets, for calming them as well, because that's kind of what they do all day,
sure.
every day. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, and I'm like, yes, your pet may know you better, but our nurse knows how to handle pets in this situation better.
Yeah, who are specifically having blood drawn. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, yeah, sure, you might be better at calming your pet in the car, but
Yeah.
probably not when, you know, we're trying to get blood.
Yeah, you guys are like limiting the amount of variables
Yeah.
at play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's something where taking your pet to the back is not nefarious, and it's not that we're trying to hide something, but it just makes the job quicker, easier, and better for everyone involved.
Unless the animal owes the vet money.
They don't owe us money. The owners owe us money. So if we say, hey, owner, you need to come to us, come with us to the back, you're in trouble.
and owner needs to never agree.
Yeah, don't come to the back with the vet. Especially if you have an outstanding debt. We love the animals, not you. The Tiny Vet Podcast is brought to you by Upilio. Sources for our topics can be found at upilio.io. Outro music by Matt Charleston.